There's none right now, including you, but okay, I'm going to begin with who I know came in first. It doesn't let me see each one after 3. Good morning. I'll be right with you. Everyone, I'll be right with you. You'll be on mute. I want to make sure, and I will unmute you when I speak to you to give you an opportunity to be heard. My name is Judge Person. I believe I have everybody who's trying to get in. I may have to pause and let a few more people in because I technically give people just a little more time to get in. And I'm just making a quick note on the order. And you don't have to be visually available. You can silence your picture if you want, but when it's your turn, I'm going to ask you to have visual contact, okay? So good morning. My name is Judge Person. I welcome everybody to Temple Municipal Court, and I do want to welcome everybody today. I will go in the order that people came in as far as from where I was sitting, okay, and what I saw. And I'm just going to work with everybody. However, the information tends to be redundant. And when it's your turn, if you've been listening, it usually will take you less time. So I want to encourage you to just pay attention. I know you're at home, that's fine. I do leave everybody on mute because otherwise we just couldn't conduct the business of the court. But when it is your turn, I'll unmute you so that you have an opportunity to be heard, okay? And I'll ask for identification. There's a person identified, last phone number 3 digits of 907. I asked you to unmute. I would like to know who you are, please.
Angelica Munoz. I don't have a laptop, so I'm doing it from my phone. It gave me an option to
perfectly
push
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It just doesn't tell me who you are. And tell me your name again.
Angelica Munoz.
Okay, Ms. Munoz. Let's see. I think we have her on the document. Yes, Angelica. Okay, found her. Okay, I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, ma'am?
Okay.
Spike's iPad. I remember his face. Hi.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. You're gonna have to, I remember your face, and I actually remember Spike's iPad, but what I don't remember is your name.
It is Michael McGlone.
Gotcha. There you are. Okay. That was a reset, right? Gotcha. Mr. McGlone, let's see. We were looking for your class because this is a first offender process for a theft charge.
Yes,
and my records indicated you've never had trouble before. We were looking to get your class back in so that today I could sign a dismissal. What's happened?
It's complete. I just wasn't sure if I had to email it to you or bring it up to you personally. I did come across somebody with COVID, so I've been kind of trying to
Yeah.
stay away from everybody. So.
Can you email it to us now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have the court's email?
Is it the? I've got one document in front of me. Is it going to be let's see, any Texas court? No, it says Texas court Zoom.
Court online help
Court online
at
help.
Temple. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ma'am, I'm pulling it up in my files right now.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Well, what I'm hoping is I'll give you a moment to do that, and we'll wait. And when we get it, I'll come right back to you, and we'll get you done. So write this down if you
Yes,
would.
Yes, ma'am. Let me grab a pen. Okay.
Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
COURT
COURT.
ONLINE
Mm-hmm.
HELP, all one word. Court online
Okay.
help at templetx.gov.
.gov. Okay, I'll send it right over.
Send me that. I'm going to mute you, and I'm going to have somebody looking for that. And when we get it
Okay.
in, I'll come back to you quickly, and we'll try to get you squared away today. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yes. Short and sweet is good. So I'll mute you. I'll be back shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Can we have someone up front look for that? Okay. Let's see. Where did he go? Caleb Reynolds. Mr. Reynolds, Caleb,
Yes, ma'am.
let's get a visual. And there you are. And mom and dad are with you today, right?
Yes.
Great. Give me just a quick moment. Let me review your case. So this is a speeding charge. It is a first offense. And you are 16 at this time. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have you ever been in a courtroom before?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So when you're given a ticket or issued a citation like this, right? Looks like this. This is your ticket. And, you know, it's what we call an accusation. That's what a ticket is. You're accused of this.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you're noticed that you're being accused. An officer can write a ticket by the side of the road like that. They're authorized specifically to engage in that activity. And then you're given a court date, and that's working fine for you. I think we're all good there. He was for the 24th, and we set him for today here, right? Okay. And so you're on time, which is important. And then really the first thing a judge is going to ask you is how you're pleading. So your options for pleading are guilty, not guilty, and no contest. If you plead guilty, you're saying, I did this. If you're pleading not guilty, you're saying, I'm challenging the accusation. Okay, I don't agree. People do that for a lot of reasons, but ultimately you're saying not guilty means I would like this case to be proven against me. I want a trial. Okay. And then people sometimes plead no contest. Now, no contest means actually, I'm not going to say I did it. I'm not going to say I didn't do it. I just want to move into sentencing without saying yes or no. Okay. And if you plead guilty or you plead no contest, I'm going to move forward with you and just start sentencing. Okay. One of the options available here, there are lots of different options available. And I'm actually going to give a bigger talk about this in just a moment. But one option is the option of teen court. Another thing that you need to know is if you just paid this ticket, it's $282, okay? And you are accused of speeding. The rate of speed is going 92 and a 50, okay? And the fines and costs again totaled together 282, okay? Do you understand the pleading options of guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions about what those pleas mean?
No, ma'am.
Okay. To the charge of speeding, how are you pleading?
I plead guilty.
Okay. So with a regular speeding ticket, you're a little too high for the option of driver safety course, okay? That's for 25 and under, and certain offenses are excluded. Speeding, other people might have speeding charges today, and if they do, I'll go into it with them to do a driver safety course option. We don't get to do that one here. Another option would be if I allow you to do teen court. Teen court is a sentencing option for young people, for them to have the consequences instead of just simply their parents paying a ticket. I just firmly believe, and statistically it's very true, that if your parents pay your ticket, I probably will see you again soon. And I will hopefully not read about an injury or an accident. So that's really where we're talking with teen court, is you taking the bulk of the burden of your sentence on hand for yourself with your parents' approval and support. But it is a less expensive option most of the time. But the purpose is not the money. The purpose is for you to learn what we can get you to learn as quickly as possible. Because right now, you are in the leading bracket statistically for death and dismemberment on our roadways, okay? A young person at a high rate of speed getting a ticket is a category. It just is. I can't get you out of that category except with some smart movement on your part. Most young people who don't learn the lesson right now go on to have further tickets, but more importantly, to have accidents, right? And so what we really want to do is address that now. I think I can automatically speak for your parents that they want you safe, okay? And that I rarely see two parents in court with a child. You're legally considered a child. Under the law, you're not an adult yet. And it's actually a really good thing when I see two parents. So you've already got like strike in your favor for that. You know, that's a win. But the more important thing now is for you to do your part, okay? So teen court, you'll have to do some things. And your parents might pay for a class, for example, online right now at this point is kind of where we're going with that, because, you know, that's just the safe option. And also it's the fastest way to get you to learn something. And then we try to keep those age level specific. You're not a baby by any means, but young drivers under 25 have different reasoning skills that they deploy when they're driving than adults who've been driving for longer. And that's partly because of brain function and the fact that the brain isn't fully developed until we're 25. And that's partly just experience. And sometimes the way those play together. So are you interested in teen court?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you motivated to get this dismissed if you do teen court properly, but to learn more? Because clearly we've got a lesson that we need to get here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mom, Dad, where are y'all with this? How surprised were you? What's your reaction?
Really shocked. I mean, he's already lost his car till after New Year's at least. So we are definitely taking steps to teaching the lesson. So
Great. Yeah, I want to support that and help with that, because
90-50 is totally unacceptable, and he knows that. So
there's nowhere where it's 92, right?
nowhere. And
When
there's
you're,
no reason
when
for
you're
that.
in Temple, there's nowhere where it's 75, by the way, either. And when you're in Bell County, there's almost nowhere where it's 75 at all.
Right.
So there's just like no area around here that you could be confused about. It's just disregard for safety. And not just for you, for others. Let me look where you were. Oh, wow. Okay, we're on South 31st Street.
It's that
So
there where there's not much, but still, that's definitely no excuse. I
Well,
mean,
there used to be not much.
Yeah.
That's an entirely residential section now, and business is right before you head into that zone, heading in and out. And there's a lot of construction actually right now. There are construction vehicles. Sometimes, there's gravel on the road that got dropped. I mean, there's any level of like small thing that if you're not noticing, because you're wanting to hit that gas pedal and see what you can do, you can run into a problem really fast. Not a fancy car, so I mean, a little bit, I don't know. But I support that. I think, consequences at home are actually number one, and then I can support that with some legal consequences. So just give me one moment. I have the case manager for teen court here in the courtroom. She's at somewhere on your screen. You might see why Ms. Gonzalez is here. And I just I know she had an opportunity to look at the case itself, and she may have recommendations for me. So give me just a moment, okay? I'm going to mute you too, and also come back to you. But I need to talk real quickly with Mr. McGlone, okay?
thank you.
I'll be right back. Just stay right there. Any recommendations for? That's essay is about. Is it the accident, young lady? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I think that's a good recommendation. Let me. Involved. Let me check in with them and make sure that I actually agree with you. I think it would be best. Just very worrisome. And I'm looking for that motion. Mr. Reynolds, I'll be right back with you. Mr. McGlone, I'm just pulling up a motion. We got your class in, and I'll unmute you in just a quick moment. I'm looking for what I need to finalize your case. I'll be right there. There it is. Forgot that is a PDF. Hang on. Things tend to just kind of unmute sometimes. Got one right now. For whatever reason, Mr. Lubba keeps unmuting. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Mr. McGlone,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a standing order agreement with the prosecution for this type of case. And I'm just going through making sure we still meet all criteria, which I expect we do. And therefore I can sign your dismissal motion at this time.
Yes, ma'am. I do want to apologize for taking a little bit longer than I expected to actually get it started and completed. I had a little bit of a harder time finding a little bit of motivation after getting back from my father passing and everything like
I'm
that.
sorry to hear that. I'm sorry that you've had a loss.
Sorry.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate it. What I'm going to let you know is I've signed the motion, and I will now have that emailed to you within probably an hour or less. Okay.
I think.
And with that, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. I do apologize for you ever seeing my face, and I promise you, if you ever see it, it will never be in a courtroom ever again. So
I like that. Yeah. I think I look forward to just seeing you out in the community sometime.
thank you,
I
ma'am.
always say though, wave first, because I don't want to embarrass people. So I won't acknowledge unless you do. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, have a good one. And I'm going to remove you now unless you need to be here for any reason.
No, ma'am.
All right. You take care. If you don't get that within the next hour, give us an email and let us know it didn't come through.
Yes, ma'am. You take care, ma'am.
Stay in touch on that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Okay. So Mr. Reynolds, we're back with you. And just in talking, you might have heard me, but just in talking with the case manager, she's of the opinion, and I actually agree with this. We both are thinking we do have a school that will do a face-to-face. They are doing all the right things with regard to that, and you'll be expected to as well with covering and so forth. But we really think that's the one where we see the best result. Okay, and at the high rate of speed, I really feel like that would be the best option. Are you going to school at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're physically going, right?
Yes.
Are you in Belton or Temple?
I go to Academy.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I know they're following all the protocols, but y'all are going to school, which I think is superior. Okay, it's just a better way to learn, and we're designed a certain way, and it's more catered to that, and that's really what I think about this class as well. So I'm going to ask, unless there's an objection, for you to do that class. And then there's a home assignment that you'll do that we just call it the essay, but it really has to do with looking at consequences of high rates of speed and writing an essay to us about it. Okay. It's not so much research as getting you to think very, very deeply about what's happened and what could happen. You know, we just got to strike home with the information with you right now. Cars aren't toys. I don't know what else to say, and you're too young to be acting like you're too old to be acting like they are. And I know your parents are worried. I can see it on their faces, and I am too. It might surprise you to know. So here's how teen court works. You pay a $20 fee. You sign off on the order that says you've got a class and a due date and an essay and a due date. They're all going to be due on the same day. You can turn it in early. If you're late, you got a meeting with me to explain yourself. And if you just blow me off, then I just charge you the money and convict you and pray that I don't see you later. Okay. So you want to do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So the next question I have is, do you have the ability to scan a document and to print a document?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're going to email the teen court document to you. I'm going to put you on wait and go to the next person. When you have it, if you'll just send me a message at the bottom with a thumbs up, you've got it, I'll start working back over to you to see you next and finish up. But get it, print it, look at it, and then give me a thumbs up that you're ready to move forward, okay? If you wind up having to get off because you've got to print and somehow it's incompatible, just do it, print it, and then get back on. I'll let you back in, okay?
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
I'll be back with you shortly, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I've got a lot of people today, which is great. Give me a moment to get the next person. Ms. Hernandez, Jasmine, excuse me. I'll be right with you. You're next, okay? And just to let people know, order, the next person will be we need a list somehow, although heaven knows how I will do it. I'll tell you the difficulty is people's names aren't always what they. After that, I will go with Hunter Sadler if he's still in. Don't see. Yeah, he's still here. Okay. I'll be with you next, okay? So let's start with Ms. Hernandez. Ms. Hernandez,
Yes, ma'am.
can you go visual, please?
ma'am.
Thank you. There you are. It's okay if you're sideways. Don't worry. All right. So looking, has she been in before? I've just seen her on the system, I guess. Okay, so we have 3 charges. The first one I want to talk to you about is from May 31st of 2018. Okay, and it is regarding operating a vehicle without a valid registration insignia. So that is an offense. It's a technical offense. Okay, but it is a state requirement that vehicles be registered. And at this point, with fines, costs, and fees that have been added due to the passage of time, the fines and costs are now at $369.07. I think I have a hold on your driver's license renewal, and I do want to alert you to that fact if you're not already aware. Were you able to hear the conversation earlier that I had with the young man about pleading guilty, not guilty, and no
Yes, ma'am.
contest? Just to rehash briefly, though, guilty is I did this. No contest is I just want to move forward. It's not yes or no. And not guilty is I'm contesting this. I want to try. Okay. Do you understand those options?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you pleading to the registration charge?
Guilty.
All right. The next one I want to talk to you about is from that same stop. It is a no insurance charge. The fines and costs are $456.30. Again, the passage of time and the collection efforts that we've made means that there are additional fees that have been added. They are required by law. They're not optional. They're not created by me. They're created by law, but they do attach when we do those things. It's just failing to come in creates that. And that includes a hold on the license, okay? The license or the license renewal. That can trigger a suspension if it sits long enough. I don't have a way quickly to know if that's happened yet. I can steer you to the information to find that out for yourself, okay? But on the failure to maintain financial responsibility, sometimes people think of that as a no insurance charge. It kind of is and it kind of isn't. But how are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Were you insured in any way at that time of that stop?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And then the last one is called failing to yield the right of way at a private drive or an alley or a building. That is alleged for October 20th, 2020. The fines and costs are $269. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Okay. You're working at Mod Pizza?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand, please. This is regarding the affidavit of financial responsibility that we had you file. Do you swear or affirm that you are telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're paid every 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
What day of the week do they pay you all there?
Friday.
So that's a part-time job, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And looks like you have a little baby,
Yes.
toddler. Yeah. Not quite a toddler. Presley,
Yes,
how old
ma'am.
is she now?
4 months.
And you're living with family?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the other parent helping with child support?
He doesn't pay anything. We're just not living together right now, but we are together. We're just not living together.
Okay, he's not helping financially right now?
Not legally, no.
Okay. Do you know how to trigger that if you're interested in getting that done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The proposal request that you have is $30 a month. I show that you could afford to do that.
Yes.
I'm willing to do that. Are you experiencing an issue with your license?
I haven't.
Okay. What I find is that if we plan this around your paydays, it will go more smoothly and be less noticeable for you, you know, in terms of not getting it done. You'll
Okay.
be more likely to get it done. Are you getting paid this Friday or next Friday?
It'll be, what's this Friday?
This Friday, I believe, will be the 4th. Let me double check. Yes.
I believe it's this Friday. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what I'll need today is a signature that you're going to pay $15 starting this Friday, every other Friday until you're done. What you'll probably want to do is speed that up when you can,
Okay.
because the hold on the license is not going to go away until you're done.
Okay.
That's what I do at this point, because I will pull the warrant away and keep you from having to worry about the warrant and being arrested. But the hold on the license is there until I know that I don't have to keep trying to get you to come in. Okay. So if you run into trouble making payment, if you lose income, for example, you need to alert me to that. Okay. If you're able to pay more, we're not going to charge you interest, but you're going to get done that much more quickly. Okay. Now, do you have the ability to print, sign, and scan a document back to us today?
I don't.
Okay. Then can you print a document?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then you're going to need to come by the clerk's office. It will only take you 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. We do require a mask and that you answer questionnaire. You'll come on in. They'll have your paperwork ready. You'll sign it. You'll get copies. They'll tell you how you can pay online, by phone, or how to stop by, and you'll be done. And I'll recall the warrant once I get your signature. Okay? All right. Can you be here before noon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay. Then I will release you at this time and wish you good luck. Okay?
All right, thank you.
When in the future, I want you to know that if you come in on time, you're much less likely to have consequences like you've had. It would be less expensive. And at least one of these offenses would have been dismissible, the registration charge. Additionally, I probably would have given you an opportunity to get insurance. It wouldn't cause a dismissal, but it would have been something that I would do a deferral on. So there are options available that get less helpful, because now we're having to leave that all behind and try to get you in. So in the future, if you get a ticket, just if you don't know what to do, reach out and ask. Okay.
All right,
If you
thank
know
you.
what to do, then do the right thing, because otherwise it's not really going to be anybody's consequence except yours. Okay.
Right.
All right. So just don't forget that. You are on time on your new one, so that's good news. Okay? All right. So just keep that up. Okay.
All right, thank you.
We do things when we're young sometimes.
Oh.
And now, you just move forward with the right attitude. You can shift that definitely. Okay.
All right.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have that at the counter for you by noon.
Okay,
or
thank
before
you.
noon. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. They can pay that fee today. Yeah. Well, I don't see a reason not to do that today.
Okay.
I think they're not gonna have any trouble with that. Let me reply real quickly. I'll be right with you, sir. Okay, you didn't. Because I've already removed them, haven't I? Okay. I don't think so because I'm trying to unmute them and it's not responsive. No, there they are. Hi,
Sorry.
I had one last question. Can y'all pay the $20 fee today?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So we will send you, we're about to send it out to you now. I just signed it, correct? Did I get that? We're sending that now. And you'll sign the last page. There's parent signature too. Mom and dad aren't doing this for you, but they are, they're making it available because you will have to pay for the class. It's a $38 class. The essay, of course, is free, and both are going to have exactly what you need on the page, telling you exactly where to go and your due dates. Everything's due February 2nd. Okay. What I'll do is keep you on until you just send me a note with a thumbs up or a we're good, that you've gotten it. And then you'll read it. And then we'll just go over it one last time. And then we'll wait to get it back. And then you're good to get going on it. Okay. So still heading your way. Okay. Okay. So the $20 teen court fee right now, it's a technical issue. We're only able to accept that in cash. Can we get that done today?
Do we just bring it up there somewhere?
Yes, to the court. We're located on 3rd Street at 401 North 3rd. And it's a quick matter of coming in and getting a receipt.
Sure, definitely.
All right. I'll be right back with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Morning, Mr. Sadler.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. We have a theft charge, and the way that I am seeing it, you are a first offender. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that we've talked before about this.
We actually talked about it when Spike's iPad was in our same call. So
Yeah,
when
I
you
remember.
yeah.
So I think I'm looking for your class, but I don't see it.
I actually had sent it to the
Great.
same email that you had sent it, and I also
Okay.
printed it out.
Okay, let me double check that.
Yes, ma'am. I also printed it out, and I also sent it to Yolanda.
Okay. We'll find it. Give me just a moment. There it is.
Yeah, I actually completed it on the 24th. It took me 2 days.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Yes, ma'am. It was really was it like a emotional impact?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I think people They go through like how people think about it and what's happening in your mind. And I think it really rings true. I've taken the class, you know. I don't send people to do things that I haven't checked out, you know. And I think it's a really interesting process to go through. And what I know statistically is that it works. I'm a lot less likely to see you again. And
Yes, ma'am.
I that's what I want. You know. So I'm signing your motion and we'll email you your copies, okay? But effectively today, the case is being dismissed, okay?
Thank you. So there will be nothing on my record?
You will have no conviction of your record. Now, how old are you?
I'm 20.
20, there we go. So there are new rules about what is and isn't considered a record, okay? And I'm not an expunction expert. What I can tell you is there's no conviction on your record. Now, if you apply to like a standard job, that just is fine because they ask you, have you been convicted of a crime of moral turpitude? And the answer is no. There are some kinds of jobs like high security clearance positions in the military, for example.
And
Or
that's actually where I'm planning on going is to
Right.
the Air Force.
and they may ask you, have you ever been accused of a crime of moral turpitude? And right now the answer is yes. Okay. But the case was dismissed by the prosecution. Okay. The judge dismissed because the prosecutor made the motion to dismiss
Okay.
it. Now, one reason I want you to have the documents is I want you to have copies, okay, in case you have questions that need to be answered by other entities. Another thing I will alert you to is the process you're hinting at that you want is called an expunction. You might want to write that down.
And how would I go about doing that?
So you're going to need to talk to a lawyer who does expunctions, okay? If you're trying to get it to be a thing that just doesn't exist and never existed, that's a legal fiction. We call that a legal fiction because this really happened, right?
Yes.
Now we're going to pretend under the law that it really didn't happen. So we only do that under really careful, specific circumstances. You may be one where we can do that, okay?
Okay.
But normally you're doing that unless you're underage, which you are not. You're doing that at the district court, okay? And it is fairly complicated, but the way that it works is a lawyer who does expunctions, who really knows how to do expunctions, if they really know, they'll tell you they have to read the statute every time, okay? If they know, but they can't pull it out and show it to you, they may not really know what they're talking about, okay? There aren't a lot of them, but there are lawyers who can do this, that know how. It's not that it's so hard, it's that it just doesn't come up a lot. And the laws change regularly, okay? So even when I used to do it in private practice, I would read the statute every time. Someone would come in and say, I want to do it. And I would never tell them, oh yeah. I would say, hold on, let me check. And then I could tell you at that point whether you absolutely can get it expunged. The next answer would be, we can try. And the next answer would be, you don't have a shot. I know you're not in that category.
Okay.
What I don't know is it automatic by asking, or is it discretionary? You ought to get everybody on the same page.
Okay.
What I do know is it's very technical for good reason. You know, how
Yes,
often do
yes.
you get arrested? Because technically you were arrested when you got the ticket, and then get to say I was never arrested.
Yeah.
Right? So we limit that, but there are times, and it does depend on your record, and it depends on what you do next. You know, if you
Okay.
reoffend, you shot yourself out of the game. You know, if you have a juvenile history that's findable, there may be issues. You know, so I can't give you legal advice, but I can give you enough information that hopefully that gets a little easier to find. Okay, so the word is expunction. You need a good expunction attorney. And, you really need to find one that knows what they're doing, and you'll have to pay them to do it. I don't
Right.
have an easier answer than that. That's a true answer. Okay.
Thank you.
But right now, you've done the best thing that you can do for yourself. You did everything you were supposed to do, given that we started with something you shouldn't have done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, as far as the military, it depends on what you're looking for from them. Some branches are real particular. Air Force is definitely one. They'll want to look at it,
Yes.
but they may clear you on in, or you may try to get it expunged first and not go to them yet. You may go get it expunged and you're good to go. You may not get it expunged, find out you're not going to be able to, and you'll have a better set of answers. I know if you're looking for a high security clearance, you need to mount this hurdle and clear it.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we don't license people who have sticky fingers
Yes, ma'am.
to handle difficult classified information. So you got to change that current with your behavior, and there's some steps you're going to have to take. Okay. But I can honestly tell you did everything you could do after you got off the wrong path to correct it. Okay. And
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
good. So don't get discouraged, but just recognize there may be some more hurdles. So we're going to send that over to you. And if you don't get it within the hour, email over and ask about it, but it should be coming your way. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. You have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
You hang in there. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck with everything. Drop us a line and let us know how great you're doing if you want. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Take care. Okay. Let's see. Who is iPhone XR? Okay, so if you are iPhone XR, I'm just looking at your ceiling, and you're next, but you're not up. I don't see you. So when you come back, or if you hear me, oh, there's movement. Maybe you're coming back up. There you are. Hello.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Hi. Could you tell me your name, please?
My name is Diana Moreno.
And do you have a case before the court today?
Well, my son does.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. And what is his name?
Matthew Del Toro.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. So I need probably for the screen to get stable, if we can do that. And Matthew, I do need to see your face.
She said the screen will be seven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I need to be able to see you and interact.
Okay.
Okay, Matthew, how old are you today?
16.
And where do you go to school?
Temple High.
Move here.
Are you going to live classes at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
There are two charges, and one is for no driver's license, driving with no driver's license. These are both for October 24th of 2020. The fines and costs are $181. The other is for running a stop sign. This is at Main and Zenith, same date. The fines and costs are $234. Do you understand your options for pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. On the driver's license charge, how are you pleading?
Guilty.
Yes.
Yeah, guilty.
Mom's correct, it's your case, but
Yeah.
it's all right if you
Yeah.
reference to her.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The next one is running a stop sign. Matthew, how are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Okay. Are you in the process of getting a driver's license?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you in that process?
What's the school
Wait.
called right there?
Well, we are needing to get him signed up for either an Austin driving school or there's one in Belton, I believe, either one.
So for purposes of teen court,
hmm
we don't have a lot of time.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's a limited, narrow bandwidth to try to get you into compliance. Okay. And the stop sign charge as well. I think that the Reynolds family looks ready. I'm going to go back to them shortly. So my first question then is, if we do teen court, what I'm trying to get you to do at that point is pay 2 fees of $20. That's 40 total.
Okay.
And I'll need you to sign up to get a driver's license. And I'll
Yes,
need that. I'll need a provisional permit within 60 days.
Okay.
Okay, that's one thing. And then on the stop sign charge, I'll have an additional class and an essay. And that'll be due at the same time. I'm not going to send, I know you'll be doing classes through your driving school. So we'll do something slightly different that would also be more useful. Was there an accident?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Case manager, anything else you think I should be doing?
An appointment with DPS because they're set out about 2 months.
Okay. For the permit, even though you don't have your class enrollment yet, and you'll need to get on that like really today, the other thing you'll need to do, I'm going to wait for you to stop fixing your hair. And I want you to look at the camera. Because I'm not feeling like you really care about this, honestly. And it's really a question of whether you owe the court $415 or 40 in some classes and getting your DL, which is kind of a gift. But if you don't want it,
Ma'am, I never said I didn't want it. I'm listening.
well, I know, but you're giving me body language.
I understand that.
Look, if you argue with me, the answer is
I'm-
no, you can't do it. So really think of yourself as in a courtroom, because you are. If you give your mother this attitude, she can handle that at home. But my solution is clear. You don't get options from me and I kick you out. And then you just owe the money and you figure it out on your own, because mom's not required to pay that money and just take care of it for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your motivation level? Can you say something about that, please?
About
Your
like,
motivation level on this.
like getting my license and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to get my license. I don't want to have to go through, like, how can I explain it? Like, I don't want to have to, like, say, like, I make a mistake driving, right? I don't want to have to go through, catching a charge for this, stuff like that. So, yes, ma'am, I do want to get my license, stuff like that, as soon as possible.
Well, I mean, you knew when you drove, you were driving illegally, right?
Well, yeah, yes, ma'am, I knew that. Yeah, yes,
Whose
ma'am.
car were you driving?
Mine, he was
How
driving.
do- Where do those keys get kept? How come he was able to just do that?
I had a friend at my house, and he had to get home ASAP, and they weren't here at the time.
Yeah.
It's a crime to loan
It's
your
my-
car.
Yes.
It's a crime. It is a crime to loan your car to your child when you know that they don't have a license. Do you know that?
Yes, ma'am. It was
can be
definitely
charged.
a mistake.
There's no exception under the law. You don't get to put everybody at risk for convenience. Period.
Understand. Yes, ma'am.
Were you charged with that crime?
Was I charged?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No,
Your
I wasn't.
husband?
No.
Anyone else
No one was
charged with it?
charged.
So y'all
No.
had that break already. That's how I view
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Okay. I just want to be really
I
clear.
apologize. I mean, he hasn't driven since then, so I totally understand. Yes. I appreciate that I have not been charged. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it's really like if he had run a stop sign like he did and there'd been
Yeah.
someone in the roadway or something he
Mhm.
didn't see, y'all
Oh,
would be
yes.
looking at that consequence. And
Yes,
he would be responsible for paying for damages before he got a license.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
He, where we have had lengthy, yes, we've gone over all of that with him. Yes, ma'am.
right.
I,
So I guess what I'm going to say is
Yeah.
I want to give y'all a 2-week reset to go see if
Yes.
you can get enrolled in a class because this ticket was
Yes,
in
ma'am.
October. We're in
Mhm.
December and he's not
ma'am.
enrolled yet.
Yes, ma'am.
Get enrolled and you need to schedule his license exam because they are scheduling 30 to 70 days out at DPS at
Okay.
this time. And so in 2 weeks, if you come back and you're enrolled and you're
Mhm.
scheduled, then I will consider granting teen court at that time.
Okay,
But
so,
we're going to reset till, December 15th.
yes, ma'am. Oh, so what I
Yeah.
wanted to ask, the provisional meaning that like is it you're talking about like a permit? Is that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
We start
To start.
in
To
Texas
start.
with the permitting process.
Yes, ma'am.
You won't have a full-fledged license for a while.
Yes.
You have to prove your competency level
Mhm.
before you get to just do that.
Yes,
Be
ma'am.
required to have somebody licensed in the car with him. You won't be able to
Yes.
just handed keys.
That's right.
It's
Yeah, I'm
mainly
just asking.
because it's mainly because in Texas, and this is actually true all over the nation, but in
Yes, ma'am.
Texas, the number one group for death and dismemberment on the roadway is young people, more particularly young men, but it's true for females as well. It's just more
Yeah.
true. More young people die on the Texas road
Mhm.
before the age of 21 than any other group. They outstrip drunk drivers.
I know. You see it on the news all the time. Yes,
Right.
that's correct.
And it'll be your child if we don't do something.
Yes.
And we can lead him to water, but we can't make him drink that water. He's got to deal with
Yes.
it.
That's correct.
Adulting 101. Welcome.
Yes.
If you want the privilege of driving, you earn it, or they take it away.
That's correct.
Okay. So I need his signature and yours because he's 16 on a reset form today.
Okay.
You can either print it and email it back to us. You can print it and take a photo and send it to us as long as I can read it. Or you can come by and sign it at the window and get a copy. What's your
Okay.
choice?
I can, let's see. Well, I can print it and we can both sign it. I don't have a printer at home. I have one at work that I can use and then send it back.
Can you do that before noon?
Is that, is it, would it, well, before noon? I don't think I can get it before noon,
You
but
can
if
swing
I
by the court. Where are y'all living?
oh, okay. We're at home. I mean, we're in South Temple. So.
Okay, well, you can make this easy. You can swing by the court and we can print it for you and you can have a
Oh,
copy.
okay. Okay.
Can we
Yes,
do
that'll
that
be
before
fine.
noon?
So just go to the office on 3rd. Is that right?
Yes, the municipal
Okay.
court on 3rd Street.
Okay.
Okay.
I can do that. Yes, ma'am.
Can do that
We can
by
both
noon?
do that.
By
I can
noon?
do that as soon as we get off the phone. Can I
Okay.
do that? Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. That would be preferable. Okay.
Okay.
Any further questions?
No, ma'am. So we just need to do that, get him signed up for the course and online, and then also
Schedule his exam
yes.
with DPS, which you do
Yes.
online.
Okay. And get over there and sign the form, and we're rescheduled for December 15th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, we'll see you then.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. think the Reynolds family looks very ready. Okay. Caleb, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you got everything in front of you?
That's what you need.
Paper?
Yes, that's it. So, and then the second page is where you sign.
There wasn't a second page attached. It was just a single page.
You should be able to scroll to the bottom.
Yeah, it was just the one page.
Let me see. I have a copy as well.
Well, we got 2 emails, but the pages looked identical.
And it was
Right. One is 2 pages and one is,
yeah, I printed what came through, and it was just the single page.
so normally at the bottom there are some arrows
Yeah, no
that you
ma'am.
click on. The one you sent me was 1 page. I'll tell you that.
No, it's just a single page.
I understand.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to troubleshoot it. I get that, but like the one I have is 1 page. We're going to try that again.
Okay.
Do a preview real quickly on that. That arrow, if you drop it down. You're just sending the second. She's going to send the second page instead of sending both. It could be that it got removed. I don't know. Okay, we'll be right back with you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we've got that. Let's see. Mr. Lava, he's coming up. I don't see it. Derek Gordon, that's who that is. Where'd he go? I just want to see if I have any updates. Mr. Norman, is that you?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, I'll be right with you.
All right.
I just got an email from you. Hang on just a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it looks like there is some progress being made on the property, Mr. Norman.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's positive. I'm wondering, I guess, I've gotten too many emails today on this. What I'm inclined to do at this time is to reschedule you and see if you can finish up before we get started on sentencing. Do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You'll have to sign a reset form today,
Okay.
like we did last time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in Temple right now or over in Heights?
I'm in Temple right now. I drove out here this morning.
Okay, why don't you swing by the court and sign off on that? And I think it would really help me if you did as you did this time, except maybe the day before. Send me those pictures so I have a better chance to really get a good look at them. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There were vehicles that were brought in that were junked vehicles. Is that situation improved?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's not just doing it, it's maintaining it at this level. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's another thing I can gauge a little bit better, and we would reschedule for January 5th. Okay.
Okay.
Will that work
Yes,
for you?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Just swing
And,
by. And, yes, sir.
I had a
You're
question.
saying?
With the junk vehicles, yes, ma'am. That was finished months ago. I had spoken with Officer Dickerson, but it's been a while since I've spoken with him, and he told me the amount of vehicles he wanted me to get rid of, and he would abate it. And I haven't spoken to him in over a month, so I'm not sure if he's abated or not. But I can get back in contact with him, and then I
He
guess
should.
when we reschedule, I'll let you know on that. But yes, ma'am, I've gotten rid of those vehicles.
Yeah, you should reach out to him and just say, the judge has ordered you to clean up, and you're trying to do that, and you want to get clear with him as much as possible, as much as you can with Tom Dickerson.
Yes, ma'am.
Once
He's a good guy.
Listen, once he gets an idea, he's going to stick with it. So he will not go off this case until it's really wrapped up.
Yes, ma'am.
That's his job. So, I would encourage you to get in touch with him and try to work with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Because he really would like you to not be on his to-do list.
Yeah, you said that, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and TECQ is calling him, Environmental Commission on Quality, and they've been looking at whether they're going to fine you. So it will only help you to continue getting this work done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So swing by, let's reset, and let's try to get it shipshape, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I've noted your pleas. You've pled guilty. We're going to be going towards sentencing, but I'd like to give you a break if I can. But I need to know I would need to know it's off of Mr. Dickerson's to-do list for me to be able to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll see you January 5th, okay?
All right, yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Okay. There we go. Mr. Reynolds has everything in. We've all gotten back on the same page too, so that's good. Mr. Reynolds, I'm sure you've been able to read the front, and the back is really, thank you, signatures. So do you have any questions about what I'm expecting you to do?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
But for the teen court trial date, there's a blank, and it just says 2 p.m. in the Learning Center at Temple High.
Right. So right now, we're not being permitted to be on the campus.
Oh, okay.
So we are backing into an alternative option, which is the dates you do have. And that form, we use that form. Sometimes people come in and they do a trial. And sometimes people go and just do the things that they need to do. With the trial, there's an added step, and we're going to bypass that step because we're not legally allowed to take it right now. Does that make more sense?
Yes, ma'am.
It's blank because we're not doing it.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We've just gone straight on into sentencing instead of getting a jury to sentence you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm allowed to do it either way. And they're both considered teen court.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So we'll get that back from you today. Is that right? With
Yes,
payment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then I'm going to remove you from the meeting and good luck with everything, okay?
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so
Thank you.
much.
Very kind. Thank you.
Y'all drive safely, okay? Especially you, Caleb, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you heard me talking to the other young man. You're in the top bracket for death and dismemberment on the roadway. It's no joke.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
Texas has been #1 for 2 decades.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we are the high risk place. And we want you safe. All right? Okay. Do your part and it'll help a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. That's Mr. Owens. And I'm glad they had some consequences for him at home. Miss McCamey, you're actually next on my list. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I know we met before. I know we talked about this before, and I believe, but I need to double check that, are we waiting on a first offender? Yeah, that we're waiting on a first offender certificate from you.
Right. Actually, my Wi-Fi went out, so I'm at a friend's right now, finishing it up.
Okay. Is today her court date? I see. Sorry? Okay. And so was that the first set or the second set? Okay. I can give you 2 more weeks to get it done, get the certificate back over to us. Okay.
Okay.
And then what you'll see is that we'll do that dismissal on the 15th of December instead of today, since we're not ready today. I have a little leeway.
15th.
Right.
Okay.
But
Well,
I do. Mhm.
if I get it done today, which I'm sure I will, can I go ahead and send it, or do you want
Please,
me to
yeah.
wait till December 15th?
No, don't wait, because I don't need to do it formally like this. If you get
Okay,
it in,
just go ahead.
yeah. If I get it in, then I will just go ahead and process that dismissal.
Okay, perfect.
But what I do need today actually is your signature on the reset. So if you're not going to bring it by, like, say 4:00 done with a certificate of completion in hand to drop off, you got to sign a form today resetting your case, because otherwise, if you're late, you knock yourself out of the program.
This says that when I'm done with it, it should automatically email you guys
That has
a
never happened.
copy of it.
No, it'll send it to you.
Okay. And then
They're not. Yeah. How
It's
long is
just
the course? Listen.
It's
how
an
long
8
is-
hour,
Right.
8 hours.
And you started it today, right?
I started it yesterday, but my Wi-Fi went out.
Right. So you're not going to probably get done by 4:00 today. You might not.
I think. Okay.
Here's what I'm trying to do. I don't plan for best scenarios. I plan for what ifs.
Okay.
Because the consequences are, if you don't come sign the form today and you don't turn in the document today, then you don't get a dismissal.
Okay.
So let's reschedule you for 2 weeks. And if you get that form to us before 4, then it gets rid of that hearing and you don't have to do that hearing, because I'll sign the dismissal. If you don't get it printed up or figure out how it's going to get delivered to the court until tomorrow, you don't knock yourself out of the program because you thought that you knew how it would work, and then that company didn't do it the way you thought.
Okay.
Yeah. What if they
So
say
if
at the end of it, 24 hours? I mean, I don't know.
So if I don't get it done today, I need to come up there and sign something?
I would say come up here by noon and sign the continuance.
Okay.
If you get the form done and you get your certificate done. I mean, I'm just giving you 2 extra weeks as a buffer in case you need it. And if you don't need it, that's fine.
Okay.
But to give you the 2 weeks, you have to sign for it. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
I
And if
really
you-
think I'll have it done by 4, but I can come sign that just in case.
Yeah. Or, at 4, decide you're coming over and drive carefully.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that option.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Let's see. The next one is. One second, Mr. Leva. Hi, Mr. Leva. Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Oh, great.
I'm just going to, after that, I've got Mr. Wrinkle. And second part of your form. And then I have Ms. Munoz. And Deja Stephen is a no-show right now. And so is Rebecca Allen. Okay. All right, Mr. Leva, today is your court date, I believe. And right. And we are scheduled on 2 charges. One is an expired motor vehicle registration charge. The other is a driving while license invalid charge. I show you to be on time for the, is he on time for the registration? No. It's in warrant. Okay, we got a warrant on that one. The fines and costs there are $273. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty, but I did get everything done. The last time we talked, you wanted to see the paperwork, and that was right before COVID. And
Right. We still needed you to keep up with it and not go to warrant. We've been open.
yes, ma'am.
And once you missed a court date, I'm not allowed to dismiss it. I can make some exceptions, but not when we get to the warrant point. Okay. So we'll come back to that in a moment and we'll figure out what we can do. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm interested in the driving while license invalid charge. I think you pled no contest before, but
Yes, ma'am.
I waited. I think I waited. No.
And I had got my license. You was waiting for the actual driver license to come in, and it came in, and I couldn't get to the courthouse, I guess.
I think we were in a deferred. Let me just review that real quickly. We've also gone through a software conversion to a new system. So it'll just take me a minute to pull it up in our old system.
Yes, ma'am. Because when I was about to get a job, they sent me a letter saying my driver license was invalid. So I guess you suspended it because I didn't come up there with the deal, or didn't?
No, that wouldn't be me. I don't suspend licenses. I can enter convictions and that could trigger a suspension. And I think what happened is that my memory, it's coming back to me, is that we were on a deferred and we needed your license as a condition of that deferred. I needed to know that you got it.
Yes.
And I didn't hear from you. And we set a show cause in April when we were opened back up. The bonds weren't paid. And you got a warrant on your other case too. And those were both violations of your deferred order. So I didn't have a choice in April but to enter a conviction. And that conviction could have triggered with DPS. So what DPS will do is if you're invalid and then you catch another conviction and you get that conviction entered against you, they can sometimes say, okay, now we're going to tell you that you can't drive again for a period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I don't know if you're in touch with DPS, if you know the status of your license right now?
Last I seen, it was suspended again for invalid.
Do you know for how long?
I guess till I paid the court costs and stuff. I guess I don't know. No, ma'am. I haven't gotten any more tickets. And then I know that one that we couldn't find it on my record, but the lady at City of Temple, she helped me find it, and it was on TxDOT from back in 2008, I think.
Okay.
And I went and paid it, and then that's when I could finally get my license renewed. And it was another 500. So
Okay. I have a hold for that registration charge. Do we have one on the invalid license as well? Okay. I didn't put one yet on the other one, just on the registration.
okay.
Are you working at this time? Are you still at, oh, you're doing side jobs, so
No.
you've got income, but it's not all the time.
Yes, ma'am. Not steady, but
Right. Okay. Are you wanting to put any money towards this today, the older one?
um,
You're
I don't
not
have,
able to, you're not able to do that, right?
not right now. No.
Okay, that's all right. I just need to ask. I'm supposed to ask that.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. You might go to the driver license enforcement action section of the DPS website and try to figure out, you know, how to get your license reinstated.
Okay.
If my hold is triggering it, then that's going to be something that you'll need to address before they'll let you. It could very well be. Let me see. I'm just looking for your license number. Let me do a quick search.
Okay. Here's my license.
Is it still 17387018?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Last four digits, 4209.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, not what I thought it was. Okay, you've got two issues. One of them is the fail to appear. And let me just look and see if I'm the only one. Yeah, okay. You've got two issues. One is ours, okay, and we can solve that one with you.
Okay.
The other is you actually have a mandatory conviction suspension. So, and they are requiring that you supply to them SR22 insurance. And if you will get that to them, they will lift that hold. So your situation is relatively simple. And that started in May.
Okay.
And then there is a reinstatement fee. So I'm actually going to scan this over to you.
Okay.
But I'm going to circle the three things you have to do. I'm a big fan of getting people to go get their license.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just so debilitating to not have one. Right now it reads not eligible, and I've circled that. Okay.
Okay.
And then what I'm doing is circling the things that you need to do, and they're not in order, like you don't have to do them in order.
Okay.
But you have three things to do. One is file the SR22 insurance with DPS at this address. I've circled
Okay.
it. Two is to solve your registration ticket with this court. And three is to pay a reinstatement fee of $105.
Okay.
And it doesn't print. It's a weird thing. It's on the screen when I hit print. It doesn't print. but below the verification process, there are 2 buttons, and one says proceed to payment,
Okay.
and you can pay it online and print a receipt. That way, if they mess up, you've got proof.
Okay.
And then the website that you need is at the bottom of what I'm going to
Okay.
fax to you or email to you. Okay.
Okay.
So that's just free for you to have to help yourself figure it
Yes,
out,
ma'am.
because I've watched people think they know what they're doing for too long. And it's not even hard. It's just intricate, you know.
Okay.
There's like a few details. And so someone will do one thing and then just get really frustrated because they didn't realize there were 2 things. I've seen people just mess it up further and further and further
Okay.
because it was 3 things and they thought it was 2, you know. And so they did the 2 things and then waited for the mystery to solve. Well, don't make it a mystery. Go online and look at it and have it be a real thing that you
Okay.
solve. It's a problem to be solved. Now, for my court, I just formally need you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the information you've provided to me is true, correct, and accurate, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So income's not steady. Bills, of course, are steady. And you've got taxes you're trying to save to pay here as well. Do I have the
Yes.
situation right?
Yes, ma'am.
No dependents at this time? Just
No.
you? Okay.
No, ma'am.
So at this point, I'm declaring you indigent. Legally, that means not able to make this kind of payment. And that allows me to order that you work it off through community service. Okay. And let me give you that amount of hours. Okay, that's going to turn into 28 hours. And I have a list of places in the city of Temple where you can do the work. They include the city, but they're not the only ones. And I'm not sure what the city's doing right now. We're on a temporary pullback to our opening because we just had a lot of staff members get sick.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's, you know, we're just going to get that to calm down and then we'll move forward again.
Okay.
But I mean, the court's the same as it has been since May, but some of the departments are maybe not taking volunteers right now. I don't know. But
Okay.
call them and see if it's something you looks like you can do, that you're close enough to. I'm going to discourage you from driving until you solve your license. Okay. Problem.
Yeah.
But you really, if I can get my hours in, you're getting hours in, you're getting that insurance taken care of, and you are paying them a reinstatement fee.
Okay.
You'll have your license back.
Okay, good.
So it's not one of those things like you've got a year. It's one of those things like, how quickly can you get this solved?
Right. Yeah.
And
I
then
need
you log back in until it reads eligible. And then you're able to drive again and go get it reissued. If you don't have a copy. If you don't have a hard copy, that's
Yes,
when
I
you
do.
can go. Okay, that's when you can drive on it lawfully.
Okay.
All right, so you got good marching orders. I'm going to say this: I would knock off 5 of these hours if you get your license back in order.
Okay.
If you've got everything but us, you know. So
Okay.
go get the thing. If I can look and see that you filed the SR22 insurance and you've paid your reinstatement fee, if those aren't on the list anymore and it's just me, and you've got 23 hours or 3 hours, I'd probably just go ahead and cut you short.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to write a note. That I'm making that promise to you, so that you can count on me not forgetting it. Okay. You know, a lot of people, but seriously, we'll send you the list of places. We do need you to sign off on the permission form.
Okay.
You know, because there's no insurance if you're injured.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you'll have a list of instructions. Right after that, you'll have a list of places with the contact information.
Okay.
That's front and back. Now, I'll take any nonprofit, but this is a good starter list of places that I know are going to be surprised. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Can I get your signature today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just swing by and do it real quick and we'll give you your copies.
Okay.
That way, if
sounds-
you have questions, the staff can help you, okay? Get somebody to bring you though, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Leva. Good luck, sir. Do you have any further questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Renkel,
Yes, ma'am.
good morning. Can I get a visual with you, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. You are 17, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me just review your case real quickly.
Okay.
This is the first setting, I think, for Mr. Renkel. So this is a theft charge, okay? The charge is theft under $100, and if you paid the ticket, it's $296. I know you've been on and listening, but I still want to review with you, okay? Do you
Okay.
understand the pleading options, guilty, not guilty,
Yes.
and no contest? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're in high school, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where do you go to school?
I go to Edwards Academy.
Okay, I know Edwards.
Yeah.
And you're a senior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're considered an adult because you're 17, but are your parents aware that you have this ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So we have a first offender program. I'm sorry, if you paid the ticket, it's $296.
Mm.
How are you pleading to the charge?
Guilty.
Okay. I have a first offender program for people who enter a plea that allow me to do it. And essentially what I would do is send you to a theft intervention class. You do have to pay for it. It should be under $50. You get the class done by our next court date, which would be January 5th. You get the certificate of completion to the court before that date. And on that date, if I review and everything's in order, I sign a dismissal and it doesn't go on your record.
Okay. Thank
You want to do that?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All right. I need to get your signature today on the reset for January 5th. Okay. Can you get by the court, or do you have a way to print it at home and send it back to me?
I can get to the court.
Okay. Can you get here by noon, or you need a little more time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You'll sign a form that explains what we're doing. It will explain the first offender program and give you a list of places where you could pick to do your class.
All right.
And that way you'll have it in writing and you'll just follow the prompts on there. But what'll happen at that point is you'll have a promise in writing for the dismissal, provided you do your part. Are you motivated to get this done?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you want to do when you get older?
I'm thinking about the military.
Okay. The really good military jobs require good clearance background.
Yes, ma'am.
This will create a problem.
Yes, ma'am. I know.
Okay, so you'll want to get it dismissed and you'll want to get it expunged.
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
believe you can do that here. You're older, so you'll have to do it through the district court to get it removed. I signed a dismissal, but the removal process is called an expunction. We'll talk more about that on the 5th, okay?
All right.
Let's go ahead and do this. I saw the items were clothing, socks.
Yeah.
Did you need those items? Were they, no?
No, ma'am. I to be honest, I only did that because my friend, he wanted the socks. So I just said, I'm finna just get a shirt just for the heck of it. And I guess we got caught. And
yeah.
It was just a dumb reason.
It is dumb. I'll tell you what, though. It's a dumb thing that can really haunt you.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you're not the only person who's made the dumb decision, okay? I
Yes,
see it
ma'am.
all the time. But what I'm going to tell you is, there's a way to look at that can be productive for you, that can help you not do it again.
Yes, ma'am.
And we actually know just from studying this problem
Mm.
that if you do it once, you'll be tempted to do it again.
Yeah.
So I push you into this class because it's actually going to help you interrupt that. When that happens again, you're going to be ready. Okay. So that you can help yourself not do that again. Because it's misjudgment moment.
Yeah.
But to not do it, you have to understand it.
Yes, ma'am.
And the only way I know to do that really consistently
Mm.
to get you to do the class. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm more interested in the class than the money. I'm more interested in the class than hammering you. I'm more interested in you getting insight so that I don't see you again and I don't wonder if your future's ruined. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But it isn't too late. You can work your way backward. You really can.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to give you that chance. I want your signature today on the documents. Okay. They're going to be at the front window, and make sure you read them all the way through. And if you have a question, call. And if they can't answer the question, they'll put you back into just say, I need to meet with her again before my next meeting. I've got a question, and I'll make myself available to you. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Because I really want you to get this done, and I want you to succeed.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a peer group sometimes. Sometimes you're the leader, sometimes you're the follower. That's not really important for the law, but that is important for you to understand because it'll help you see where the problem falls and what's going to be important to you going forward. Okay, Blake.
Okay.
We'll see you here in a little bit, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Ms. Munoz? I think you're still there, Ms. Munoz.
Hello.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Hi. I know you're on the phone, and this is a charge for speeding, okay? And if you paid the ticket, it's $257.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've been listening, but their options for pleading are guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Do you understand what those mean?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How are you pleading to the charge itself?
Guilty.
Okay. Let's see. Have you been to a driver safety course in the last year for purposes of getting a ticket dismissed?
No. So this is why I had a question.
Yes, of
So
course.
my license has been suspended for years, and I recently just was able to pay off all the surcharges and omni fees. Like maybe a couple months ago, I paid everything off, and so since it's been suspended for so long, they told me that I had to retake like the course, and I'm gonna have to take the redriving test and everything. So I was trying to get into the DPS to get my permit, and with COVID, everything's crazy. So I scheduled an appointment for December the 7th, which is next Monday, and I have to go all the way to Austin to get my permit. So I wanted to see if I can get maybe a couple more weeks extension, and then I'll do another Zoom call so we can hopefully do like a driver's course or whatever.
Okay. So great, Ms. Munoz, I think I can help you. Okay. Just give me your timetable again on getting to the point where you retake your test.
Next Monday is when I go to the DPS in Austin,
Okay.
and I have my permit and everything, or I have to I have all my paperwork for my permit. I just have to get my permit, and then after that, I'll take my driver's course. I'm going to do it since it's so backed up with DPS. I'm going to try to take it at one of the schools like Frost or the Austin Driving School, and take it there.
Yeah, I actually think you can go if I have a permit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need the full DL.
Mm-hmm.
So when would you be able to get the permit part?
Oh, that's when I'm going on December 7th. Next week, I'm going to Austin.
Okay. So if I reschedule you for December 15th.
Okay.
You could come in. I mean, I'll be available for this Zoom if you need it, but you could just come into the window, pay the fees for the driving course. I'll talk to you about that in a minute, and present the permit and insurance and get started.
Okay. Okay.
The way the course thing works is when I give you the number 257, that represents court costs and fines. Okay.
Okay.
Court costs are required to be paid. And I believe in your case, those are 144.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fine is the remaining balance, $100 and something. Okay. That fine will go on hold.
Okay.
And if you then turn in your class and your driving record, I'll dismiss your ticket and the fine will be waived.
Okay.
Okay. So do you think that you could pay the 144, bring the permit and insurance on the 15th of December?
Yes.
Okay. Then you can come in that morning and just sign up and get started. You don't have to come back onto this meeting. The meeting can be there in case we can't get it done for some reason.
Okay.
So if you see on, the 14th, the day before, I'm not going to be ready, then do the Zoom meeting. If you see on the 14th you're ready, you can come in on or before the 15th, the 15th or earlier, and just get signed up at the window with the clerk.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
So all I need today from you is for you to swing by, I guess, and sign for the extension.
Okay. Is there any way I can do that tomorrow? Because I'm at work. I've been here since 10 and I don't get off until later. Like your office will be closed by the time I get off today, but I can go first thing in the morning.
Okay. I'm going to put a note to allow you to do this on the 2nd. Okay.
Okay.
They'll have it at the window and we open at 8 and we close at 5.
Okay. I'll be there first thing in the morning. Thank you.
And it'll take you 10 minutes, maybe less.
Yeah, it's not going to take that long. Okay.
All right, Ms. Nunez, congratulations on getting your license back.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
As you can tell, I'm a huge fan.
I am too.
Yeah.
But not about the ticket.
No, right. Well, it's a good time to do a class and get a refresher.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Stay safe, okay?
All right. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I just have a no-show on Rebecca Allen and another no-show on Deja Stephen, which makes me sad because she's a minor. I wonder what happened with her. She was, and we called her and she agreed to be here. I believe that's what happened. Well, I know it's not, official protocol, but if you get a chance today to call her and see what happened, she's one of those young people that she's in a high risk group with all of her life. It's not decisions, it's circumstances, and therefore it has my sympathy. If you learn anything, let me know. Okay. I think she's at Edwards Academy. Okay, I'm going to end the meeting and I'll formally remove you. Thank you for your time today.